I know that many of you just passed your finals and about to start your summer holidays. And I hope this little workout is going to be something that you can pick up during your holidays, and hopefully that you can take it for the rest of your life. So why do we need a resilience workout? Well, this place is where I start my journey of life. So I started in the school in 1982. So many of your parents were not born at that time, probably. And this is a building that we started. Zhongxinglou, at that time, was a very, very small building. It's now extended to this massive, massive place. So I always think that life is like a marathon, cross-country marathon. I'm probably already more than halfway through in my marathon, and you are about to start. And you arrived with the gear, the stress that you're feeling every day. These are like extra weight that you carry in your backpack. So I heard that students from elite school tend to carry much more stress with them. So let's just name a few, see if it resonates with you. The first one, academic overload. I heard you say, yes, academic overload. Yes, I need to take 3 AP classes. I need to have 2 lab projects. I need to go to swimming in the morning, maybe still playing violin at mid of the night, and all those school projects. I feel like I'm a DD academic driver to carry my classmates away. That's the academic drive. Second, social comparison. That is deadly. So this is like WeChat moments versus reality. We are competing in a look how great I am kind of competition, right? You know, somebody has organized a TED talk that Sarah has volunteered in Nepal, and then the other person just solved a very complicated math problems. You know, am I good enough? I'm not so sure. So for Chinese children, we not only have to compete with the peers, you also have to curate an online persona with those 5 o'clock study, 5 a.m. study, on Douyin, right? That's very, very dreadful. And our brain is not designed to look at 100 perfect classmates 24/7. Third, well, we have lots of parents that hits home too soon. Parental expectations. Parents, no doubt, love all of us. But sometimes love is lost in translation. Their motivation feels a little bit like a threat. They'll tell you, kids, follow your passion, right? But your passion better has a doctor in it, right? And you can also say that, well, just try your best, but your best better start with Ivy League. So, you just feel those constant pressure from the parents, but their demand and expectation is not something that you should carry. Third, future uncertainty. That's even worse. There is a McKinsey survey of 2024 youth. 62% of this generation is worried about AI is going to take over their job. But the reality is, in this generation, you're going to change your career at least 5 times. So the key is not to score a test high marks, but learn to adapt. So this future expectation, uncertainty is too early to stress you out. And last but not least is sleep deprivation. I just do a survey. How many of you have slept, let's say, over 6 hours a day in the past couple of weeks? Oh, there's a few, probably a lot of parents. That's very good. These group of people, basically you are on the top 50% of the students in terms of sleeping hours. The average students in elite school slept less than about 5.3 hours a day. And during my time in Shanghai Middle School, which I spent 6 years boarding, sleep is mandatory. We are required to sleep more than 8 hours a day. We are not allowed to skip that. But gone are the days. So, if you feel all these stress are resonate with you, please clap your hand. Let me hear it. Very good. So, as if this is not enough, here comes the final boss, which Alan also mentioned, fear of failure. And this is not just another weight. It is a gravity multiplier. It is like buy one, get 5 free from hell. With all those weight, right, all of you, how can you run? How can you achieve what you wanted to achieve? So you are here not because you win the lottery at birth. Clearly you did. But you're also bright and you're very hardworking. But somewhere, someone convinced you that you're worthy equals to your grades, equal to your college admission, equals to your success. And any failure means that you're not worthy. That is completely wrong. So I was here, sitting in those chairs 40 years ago, top in my class, when everyone else is preparing for their Gaokao. I already started in university. So pre-selected with 50 other top students from China, studied in this gifted program in Shanghai Jiao Tong University. So I was, feel like I achieved, right? Very happy. But within a few months, a few things happened. First, I realized that I was no longer top in my class, not even top 50. Second, my first boyfriend dumped me. So, I was devastated, and I was a mess. Shanghai Middle School, Shanghai High School taught us how to win, but didn't teach us how to lose. The heartbreaking experience, as well as all the other past and future failure that I have experienced throughout my life, had taught me that failure is actually a gateway to gain superpower. So if you are afraid of failure, no need to afraid, just to experience it. That is your gateway for superpower. So as I dive into the resilience workout, before I dive in, I'd like to share with you a little bit of the neuroscience. I had to be a little bit worried because we've got a scientist over there. So I'll skip that part very quickly. All right. The root cause of stress and anxiety. So in our brain, there are two voices happening. I'm sure you're familiar with the internal voice. There's one side of the brain which sees everything as negative. It's a threat. The other side of the brain sees everything as positive, as an opportunity. The part which sees negative, we call it saboteur brain. It has 10 saboteurs. Most of us has 2 to 3, and there's a lot of details behind it. Don't have time to share. If you are interested, we can talk in the break to figure out what your saboteur is. But we all have 2 to 3 saboteurs. Some common ones are judge, like I'm not good enough, you are not good enough, the circumstances is not good enough. We're always passing our judgments everywhere. But there were others. Hyperachiever, I only achieve. If I don't achieve, I'm not worthy. Or pleaser, oh, please love me, I treat you very well. So all these are different forms of saboteurs. And saboteurs motivates us through negative emotions, anger, frustrations, shame, all that. And it helps us as well. If you feel like you're scared, come on, I have to ace this class. Sometimes you're able to do it. It helps us, leads to short-term fix, but long-term, not so much. Well, the other side, we call it sage brain, see things in a positive manner. And it has 5 sage power resides in it. Things like curiosity, things like empathy, things like how the future, inspired by the future, creativity, active, all these are sage powers. And it motivates us through positive emotions, as I just said, motivates through love, through inspirations, and it leads to long-term success and sort of long-term happiness and success. The problem is all those different voices, even though they are at different parts of brain, the part which is saboteur brain, they're like drama queens. They're constantly shouting and then scare you. While sage is like quiet whisper. If you do not pay attention, you don't often hear them. So I don't know if you still have like in class, sometimes, during my time, we're boarding. So, in the morning, we have self-studying time, everybody's sitting in the same classroom. It can get noisy. So if you are like a school teacher, school homeroom teacher in that class, you have all the noises going on. If you do not pay attention, oftentimes, you only hear those people who shouts. Same thing happens. So in order to hear the whisper talker, which are usually very smart and quiet, with an MBTI eye, like me, you have to quiet everyone down and let them to speak. So this is called self-commanding muscle. You have to gain control of your brain. So with that, I will start the workout. For resilience workout, what I'll introduce is there are 3 workouts. So the number 1 is to train your ability to control your brain in a way that basically is shh, quiet. That's what it is. You're trying to quiet the drama queen in your brain, which is tell you panicking all the time. So the way to do it, it's quite easy. It's called 20 seconds centering rep. You can use different way. You can use touch, hearing, smelling, seeing, all that. So let's try something together. Okay, so can I ask you to put down everything that you have? If you prefer, you may close your eyes. So follow my instruction. So I'd like you to take up both of your hands, put the thumb and an index finger together. Left hand thumb with left hand index finger, right hand thumb with right hand index finger. So I'd like you to carefully feel your fingerprint ridges. Focusing on feeling the fingerprints ridges. Feel every single ridges and the defects. Very good. You can open your eyes. So that is about 10 seconds. That's 1 rep. By doing that, you're quieting your internal voice. So for that 10 seconds or 20 seconds, you don't hear your internal voice because you're focusing on feeling your fingerprint ridges. So that's 1 form of rep. So next time, if you feel like you're stressed out, your internal voices, your drama queen saying, oh, look, that problem is too difficult, using Alice's word. Oh, that study or that quiz is too difficult. Try 10 seconds or 20 seconds of the rep. And you can also do 3 deep breathing. That's about 20 seconds. So other forms are 5-5-5, which is kind of a bit more complicated. Just quickly, you can do 5 deep breathing, 5 sip of water, and just 5 seconds of stretching the body. You can do the Titanic post. The Titanic post. So this pose. it's actually physical intelligence. It can leads to empathy. So, empathy is the base for any kinds of creativity. So that's, you can do that. That will basically help yourself, help your body hormones. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, it's also another kind of like you can use 5 seconds of looking at things, or name 5 things that you see, 4 things you hear, 3 things that you touch, using that different ways to basically quiet your drama queen. Now, I know that people said, well, but the problem is still there. That is true, which is the second workout is going to help you reframing. Follow Alan Wong. He just talked about some of the reframing. So I would also like you to go through a few exercises of reframing. As I said, the saboteur brain see everything as negative, as a crisis, while the sage brain is able to see opportunity in any circumstances. So we can do some exercise together. First, you have to believe. This is like a universal. You have to believe any outcome and circumstances can be turned into an opportunity or a gift. You have to believe that. Well, I'll tell you that I'm nearly towards the end of my marathon. So with all my life experience, that is true. Okay, but let's try to reframe a few things together. First, a situation. I bombed my midterm. How many of you have been through that? I hope not. Ooh, okay, very good. So, what will drama queen says? I am terrible at this subject. How to reframe it? I know where my gap is. I can be more focused in my review, next review. If the teacher happened to be very handsome and good looking, that's even better. As this motivation during my time. Okay, reframing. Reframing 2. I hope it doesn't happen to you, but it did. I didn't go to my dream university. Some of you will say, Harvard or homeless. My future is ruined. But that is actually not true. How to reframe it? This is a forced upgrade to a path with less debt, more flexibility, and maybe an even better bit. 60% of the global 500 CEOs are graduated from state school. They didn't go to top university, but they are equally successful. So if you wanted to be a global CEO, your odds are go to the state school. Okay. This is close to my heart. My boyfriend dumped me. Wow, I am unlovable. You look at me, you wouldn't believe it, right? How to reframe? I'm free to meet other girls, other boys, right? And maybe even someone who appreciates my obsession with Sudoku. By the way, my boyfriend left me for someone who can't even spell calculus. But very pretty, very pretty. Okay. All right. So I got rejected from the internship I wanted. You might feel like I will never get ahead now. If you reframe, now I think you're very good at it. Now I finally have the time to start my side project. Yay. Next. Failed at my side project. All right, I'm not cut out for this. How to reframe this time, like somebody. And I have a volunteer. Very good, you should start another one. Excellent. I ran a I just finished a mini experiment, right? And then I got the data of what worked, what not worked. I can start another one. It's a very good mom. And this one, I got passed over team captain and lead role. Oh, I'm not a leadership material, am I? I was never in captain role when I was in the Shanghai Middle School, by the way. I was like a 市长, like a head of the dormitory. So I have all the leaders who are in my room. So I'm in charge of them, cannot speak after 9 p.m. Okay, reframing. Leadership isn't about title, it's about influence. And you have ample opportunity to practice that. You can start a mentor program, you can come speak at a TED in Shanghai Middle School, and you can also, I don't know, start an anti-bullying events on campus. All that are leadership opportunities. So if you have the habit of reframing every single negative situation that you see, then you gain the skill. It becomes a fun activity, like what Alan said. Everything becomes a game and it's very fun. The third one, the third workout, is to build a social safety net for yourself. We probably need at least 3 in your gang. So one is a cheerleader who cheer you up. Doesn't matter you're winning or you're losing. Always on your side, unconditionally love you. Not your parents, somebody from your friends. Okay. Of course they do. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the second is the second person is like your wiser person, right? Your consultant. They give you tough love. They will tell you the truth. They would help you analyzing left and right, and then sort of brainstorming together with you. The third person, you can call them a escape master, your fun buddy. So they can take you, can cut your boyfriend's picture together with you and burn them, and they can take you to the movie theater. They can going out hiking with you, everything. But they can just do fun things with you so that you're not stressed out. So these are your gangs. Invest in them and help yourself to put together a network. So if before you kind of totally snapped, you can call them and then get the support from them. And calling for help is not a show of weakness. It actually is strength. But you need to get used to it and build up your muscle for this. So with all those exercises, where are you going to find the weights? Your weights is basically your stressors that you're facing. You have plenty of them, as we talked at the beginning. So when the failure actually happens, you might fail. You might still feel that, oh my God, that's the end of the world. So that is the time you can actually use your muscle. And then it is your secret path to gain superpower. The earlier you fail, the bigger you fail, the more superpower you're able to get. If you have never failed, if you never failed substantially, you do not have the opportunity to gain that superpower. So if you encounter failure, celebrate it. Finally, I get a chance to gain my superpower in real. So even though you feel substantial, you can utilize, center yourself, reframe the opportunity, call up your friends. And using Alan's word, a different perspective, if you take it as a long-term perspective, it is only a small blip in your entire life. And your life is basically an episode of all those small little failures. Every time you fail, you gain more superpower, you're leveling up. Lastly, let me just leave you with the homework. resilience workout. What you can do to practice every day. Well, I'm only saying you can practice Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, do 3 laps of 20 seconds recentering rep. That will help you to build your centering muscle. Wednesday, reframe any situation that you encountered. Friday, check in with your safety net, whether going out having fun with the escape artist, or go to the cheerleader to do some fun thing together, or talk to someone who's wise. All right, with that, thank you very much.